The show is made possible in part by its supporting sponsors. Blue Water Power Group of Companies, Joe's Discount Tire, and AskGuy.ca.
There we go.
It's the one.
It's the one. That's what we need.
Right? Got it. We're starting now, Kris.
We're starting now.
How you doing? Kris Faubert. It's nice to see you, honey.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah. Thanks for welcoming me into your home. And I know you're like, she's like,
I'm
I
so
don't know what are
nervous.
we going to talk about?
What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about you. And one of the things that really has stood out to me about you for the years that we've known each other is you're like the Superwoman, Wonder Woman volunteer, right? You volunteer for so many things.
I volunteer a lot.
What is it about volunteering that makes you do so much of it?
I love it. I love getting out in the community and meeting new people and slinging beer. That's literally my favorite thing to do is sling beer.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's just like there's so many events in town, and it's good to go out there and help. And personally, I think one of the biggest things you can give somebody is your time. Time is important. It's not something you get back.
Yeah. Where did you learn that from?
Just life.
Yeah.
Like it is. Like giving your time and receiving time, that's the most important thing you can give and receive from somebody. And giving time to events and stuff.
Because you've done like Border Fest, Revelry, Rib Fest,
Noel's Gift, the law enforcement torch run.
Right.
So I used to run that.
Okay.
But I messed up my knee and couldn't run it, so I photograph it instead.
Yeah.
And Father's Day. I used to do the Father's Day run as well.
Yeah.
And again, I can't run it, so I volunteer for it. I could run it now, but when you get used to volunteering for it, it's easier.
Yeah. You met a lot of people through that, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, so how long have you been volunteering? Like, is this been years now that you've been doing this?
Yeah, it's probably been about 5 years, I think. And each year I get involved in more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you like, was there an aha moment like where you said, I need to volunteer? Like what got you started in saying, I need to do that?
Well, Noel's Gift.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my door.
That's okay. Oh, that's okay. I was like, where's that coming from? So Noel's Gift.
Noel's Gift. I started volunteering for that because I'm friends with Jocelyn. And I wanted him with what they went through. It was just a natural thing to volunteer for them for that. So I do the gala for them. I take pictures for that.
Yeah.
And I do the Light Up the Night run. Used to run that too. And last year I took pictures for that. Year before I was a marshal for it. So
good for you.
And then a friend of mine was running the beer tent at Border Fest right after COVID.
Yep.
The one that was in Point Edward. And they needed more people. And so she said, can you get your smart serve? And I went, sure. And I did that event. And it was like, okay, yeah, this is my event. This is what I like to do. So I've done that ever since.
And you know so many people already in the community. So I guess when they're coming up to you to get the beer from you kind of thing, you got to probably be fairly quick, but do you get to have those moments of, hey, how's it going?
Well, when someone comes up, I smile. Like I have to smile all the time. And I think one of the best compliments I had was someone came up to me at Revelry and said the reason why she picked my line was because she saw my smile from way over.
How cool.
And it was like, I thought that was awesome. But when people come up, you have to smile. You focus on them and you do, it's hard work.
Yeah.
And the older you get, the harder it gets, but Advil and Tylenol are wonderful things for the back. But it's a blast. I love doing it because you're at the venue.
Yeah.
You get to hear the music.
Yeah.
And then you get to meet all these people.
And you love music. I know that.
I love music. Yeah. I love concerts.
Are you a rock and roll girl or what are you?
I'm an 80s chick.
You're an 80s chick?
I'm an 80s chick.
I love it.
I am 100% an 80s chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bon Jovi's my huge.
Right.
He's my one true love. And, but yeah, no, I'm definitely an 80s chick. But I have a range of music.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. One of your, let's talk about your photography. Like you do that at a lot of events as well as.
Yeah.
When did you get started with that?
I have loved taking pictures forever.
Oh yeah.
And when my son was playing hockey, I was at the arena constantly taking pictures, video of him because he
Of
was a
course.
goalie. So I had
Oh,
my
yeah.
I had my phone in one hand taking video and then taking pictures of him and then the rest of the team. So I was the unofficial photographer for
Right.
his hockey
There's more
teams.
pictures of him than everybody else.
He was video.
Yeah.
He was mostly video, but yeah, he can relive his whole
Proud
childhood
mom.
through my lens,
Right on.
definitely. I love doing events.
Are you just self-taught on that, or like have you
Oh
taken
yeah,
any
like
courses
I'm
or-
not a professional by any means. I'm just someone that loves to take
do it?
pictures and Firefit. I always go to Firefit every
Oh, yeah,
year
right.
and do those, and it's coming back this year. So you know,
Right.
I've already taken the time off. And
You do like weddings or anything like that?
I have
or-
done a wedding before. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
You can't ask for a redo on a wedding. So if
No.
you mess that up,
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's
Yeah.
stressful.
No, it wouldn't be me. I have a
Yeah.
camera, but that doesn't mean I'm a photographer.
I like to do the pictures where you can interact with the people and get
Oh,
those
okay.
moments where you know you happen to catch somebody laughing with each other,
Yeah.
that impromptu hug or something like that. That's what I like to capture more
Yeah.
than posed
Yeah.
pictures.
You're a relationship girl, right? Like you take the time. I've watched from afar sometimes, and I know you do it with me and others that we are mutual friends with. But you're a relationship girl. Like you take, like you mentioned it earlier, the time,
Mm-hmm.
and you just take even just a couple of minutes to say hello and how's it going. And I find you're one of those. You're the first one to say hello.
Yes.
You make sure.
Yep.
You go out of your way to do that. It's not you.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
me.
Why is that important for you to be the one to say hello?
I think it makes me appreciate you and feel important. It's the same as remembering important things about someone. It's always nice when someone comes up and remembers something about you that you wouldn't even think they'd remember,
Right.
but it gives them that feeling of wow, like that person actually remembered
And was paying attention.
yeah. And I will always go up and say hi first. Unfortunately, I don't always remember names.
Right. I was going to say, how's your memory with that?
I am not good with names.
I'm not
at
either.
all. I am really, really not good with names. I have to hear it a few times to know, but I remember faces. So
right.
Yeah.
You're a car girl as well.
Car girl.
You got to talk about the Trans Am.
Got my 80 Trans Am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Belong to the Sarnia Street Cruisers,
Yeah.
which as
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah.
as well. Can't say enough about that group. Like,
Yeah.
just
What do you want to say about them?
they are just I've never had people that have had my back as much as these people have.
How so?
Because, like, for example, I had an issue with my car, and they went out of their way to find the part for the car, to find someone to fix it for me, and to assist me in the whole entire process.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hesitate to call on any of them for anything. They are always there for you. They're just an amazing group of people.
They're a group of people. I guess a community in itself.
Really are. That's one of the best things I've done is join that car club, because I've met so many awesome people in that car club.
And you take your camera with you to the car
I
shows
do.
and everything too.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. My camera is usually attached to me somewhere.
Yeah.
I used to have one that would fit in my purse, and it was always with me.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, it was always with me. And it's a little bit bulkier and bigger and
Yeah.
more lenses now,
Yeah,
so
right.
it's not as easy. But yeah, I always take it.
Do you travel far to go to car shows? Have you?
I haven't traveled yet this year. We did last year. There was quite a year before. We did a lot of traveling, and I actually like it when we do cruises, when there's like a whole bunch of us just doing cruises, because and the amount of people that just stop and watch as car after car after car.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then we usually just stop somewhere and have something to eat or whatever, and recoup and make our way
big
back.
social gathering of cars, and everybody
It's a
talks
huge
about
social gathering.
You've taken a lot of pictures of cars. Is there one in particular that stands out where you went, wow, I got to take a picture of, I don't know, the Lamborghini or an old car? Is there anyone?
No, I don't know that there's one that stands out. And if there was, I wouldn't honestly remember what it was.
You just know that was a really
I can
cool car.
appreciate the visual of the car. I don't know enough about them to know what year and that. I know there's been a couple that there was one a couple weeks ago at one of the shows, and it was just a wow car.
Yeah.
And I think I probably took 10 pictures, something like the bike at your event, and that one bike that I took a whole lot of pictures of. I can appreciate the beauty that people put into
I don't know. I know what year my car is. I don't know the rest of the stuff either. Right?
Mine's an 80. It's not a Smokey and the Bandit car, but
No.
it is referred to as that.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
well, it's similar. It
it's similar.
does different roof and stuff.
Yeah, I am going to get a black cowboy hat, though.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'll put the SSC logo on it.
Yeah.
I figure it goes good with the car.
Yeah, I need a ride in that. I remember, I think it was probably a year or so ago, I said, I need to ride in that car.
Yes.
I'm still owed a ride in that car.
Yes. It doesn't really have, it's tired.
Yeah.
Like the engine's getting a little tired on it because it's original, but
yeah.
It's
how did you come into the car?
It was my dad's.
Oh wow.
So my dad bought the Faubert side of my family loves those type of cars, and my dad had a Laguna and a Skylark, and then he bought the Trans Am, and he decided that he wanted a 72 or 73 Buick Riviera, one of those great big cars with the fin, and the dealer wanted the Trans Am as a trade-in. And my mom said to my dad, you trade that car and your daughter's not going to be very happy with you. So she told me that he was going to sell it to me, and he came home from work, didn't say a word. And I'm like, am I not getting it? Next day, didn't. It took him 2 days for him to finally say, oh, by the way, I'm selling you my car. And my dad has since passed. So it's definitely, I'll never get rid of it.
Yeah. So your mom and dad, let's talk about that. Growing up, you grew up in Brights Grove?
I grew up in Brights Grove. My mom's family grew up in Brights Grove, so we were long Brights Grove people.
You went to school out there?
School at Brights Grove.
Yeah. What about high school?
St. Clair.
Yeah. Did you like St. Clair? That's where I went.
I did like St. Clair.
Yeah.
I get to be a cheerleader one year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Still have my skirt. Don't think it'll fit, but I still have my skirt.
We won't make you try it.
Please do not do that.
That's something I always ask all my guests. And the reason is, and I'm repeating myself every time, but high school is like, it's kind of that pivotal moment in life. Like, what am I going to do with my life? And was high school fun for you?
Grade 11 and 12 was fun. Grade 9 wasn't.
No? How come?
Because I was put in a classroom with nobody I knew. And I was very much an introvert.
Oh, really? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Could have fooled me.
I'm an extroverted introvert.
Yeah. Right.
If I'm comfortable with you, I won't shut up. But if I'm not, I'm very, very quiet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But through high school, I was very much an introvert. So being put in a classroom where none of my former classmates were in it was highly intimidating.
So how'd you get through that?
Quietly.
Yeah.
Very quietly, and I always look forward to recess, when I could, I don't know that it was called recess. And
yeah, I don't remember what it was called.
That's reverting back. Yeah, whatever.
Break.
That's when I would, actually get to go and see my friends. But I was the only one out of my whole grade 8 class that was put into a room that didn't know anybody.
Were you active like in events then too, like sports or anything, or dances?
Dances. Well, see, back then there was so much to do for teenagers back then.
Yeah,
like we had skate country.
Right.
We'd go roller skating every weekend. We had the dances behind Harvey's.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
The backstage dances. I used to work at I worked at those.
So there was always something to do for us. Like, they don't have anything really now for the kids to do. But no, I was pretty quiet. And I did sports all through public school.
Okay.
But no,
like baseball, soccer,
baseball, soccer, like everything. Any volleyball.
Oh yeah,
everything.
Nice.
Yeah. But high school, no, not until I hit the cheerleading year. And just did that for the 1 year.
And then beyond high school, did you go to college, university?
No,
like you didn't
no. Actually, I started working right out of high school.
What did you do?
I think back then I think I worked at like a Max Milk or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And then I got into a job at an insurance office, and 35 years later, I'm still working in that.
You must be good at it then.
I was a broker for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then once I had my son, I didn't quite want to do that, so I changed to the processing end of it. And that is my forte. I'm very fast on the computer.
Yeah.
So that's my job.
Yeah. You've done what? You got a nice home here, and you're active in the community, and what keeps you going? Like, what's like, because I mean, that's great you do all the volunteering, but does it ever get tiring? Do you I can't wait for this weekend to be over, or are you just constantly like, I'm so glad to be here?
I take usually one day after an event.
Yeah.
Because I had one, I think, Border Fest, I did 3 nights, and then I did the Father's Day on the Sunday. So that was 4 days straight.
Yeah.
So I believe I took a day off after that, and just floated in my pool and just unwound. And usually if I have a few days in a row, then I'll take a me day and just be quiet.
It's important, right?
Yeah, you have to have your own time.
How did I'm always curious to know, how did the pandemic treat you?
Actually, not too bad. Yeah, I worked out all the time and ate healthy and came out of the pandemic looking different than I do now. Much healthier.
Right.
And it was just me and my son, and he was awesome to hang out with. So
how old is he?
He's 20 now.
Okay.
Lucked out with that kid, let me tell you.
How do you mean?
He's never given me a moment's grief.
Really?
Like, honestly, I lucked out with him. I said if I had two, I wouldn't have lucked out with the second one.
Right.
No, I lucked out with him. He's an awesome kid. And
what's he do?
Right now he's doing a co-op in Imperial.
Nice.
So he makes a lot more money than me.
You can look after mom, that's all right.
I keep saying that, and he's just like, no. So he's doing CPAT.
Oh, okay. Nice. Right, wow. So he's smart too.
Yes.
Yeah, because you have to be for that.
Yes. Yeah. I have no understanding of what
he
does.
Here at the college? Did he go
Yeah, he's doing at the college. And he's on his first round of co-op and doing quite well with it. And he loves it.
Yeah.
Like, he loves it. He likes to learn.
What was he growing up? Like, what was he into as a young boy? Hockey. Yeah, just.
Well, he was the water boy for the Sarnia Sting for a few years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He had a blast doing that. He got asked at a really young age.
Yeah.
And he did it for 4 or 5 years.
Oh.
And he was the water boy for them. And
cool.
That was just, and then he went into hockey.
Right.
And once you start doing hockey, you have no time for anything.
Yeah, it's a lot, right?
Hockey, yeah.
So, Sting fan still?
I don't really watch them as much as what I used to.
No.
It was different back then because when he did the water, we knew the players.
Yeah, right.
So when you're watching the players and you have a knowledge of the players, and I knew the parents and the billets and stuff, it's different than when you're just, watching them.
Yeah. Got to get back and see them. They had a great season.
I know they did. And Brent's coming back.
Yeah.
Brent.
Yeah. Brett.
Hope he never sees this because he was a little. I'm sorry.
I'm going to tell him now.
Don't tell him.
Share the
because he was one of my favorites, and having him come back as assistant coach, that is awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have a good year.
Oh yeah,
good year.
Yeah.
What do you do? You like to entertain guests too at your home?
I don't bring too many people to my house. No, this is my feng shui place.
Your space.
This is my space, my backyard. I have it all set up. That's my quiet space. I go out.
Yeah.
But only a few. I actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm privileged to be sitting here.
You are privileged to be sitting here.
I feel like I'm VIP here.
You are VIP. You are absolutely VIP.
Yeah. Well, this is it. The moment I walked in the door, actually, just before I walked in the door, your poor tree there.
Oh, my poor tree. I know.
But it's a very welcoming space when you're walking up to this front door, and then when you come in here, you've got what's that? Candles I'm smelling. Like, this is a really cool space.
I actually just redid it.
Yeah. Are you a handy girl?
No.
No?
Well, more so now when I had to learn how to do stuff on my own.
Yeah.
Because I've been separated about 6 years now. So coming into my own house, just my own, then I had to learn how to do a lot of stuff. So I'm handier than and I know the right people to ask if I'm not.
Right. I'm not a handy guy at all.
Yeah.
My wife, Jennifer, is very patient because I barely change a light bulb. But same with the car. Like, are you handy with the car at all? Or are you just like, I don't do the oil change.
No.
I just take it to somebody.
No, I can put gas in it. I can put oil in it. And that's pretty much
Pay the insurance and drive it.
Yeah, that's and I know the right people to ask on those ones too. No, I'm not handy. I'm not. At all.
What's your, I mean, when you're not volunteering, I mean, because that really is kind of entertainment in itself.
It is. It really is.
But when you're not volunteering, what's your entertainment?
Well, in the summer, it's my pool.
Yeah.
I float a lot in my pool.
Cool.
Go down the beach. If I'm not volunteering for an event, then I like to go to the events. Like Captain Kidd, like.
Yeah, you were just there.
I was just there, and wow, for the rain this weekend. Like,
yeah, I know.
What a way to, because I went last night to go watch Full Disclosure, and And I did see the fireworks.
Yeah.
Did take pictures. Haven't looked at them yet, but
yeah, I was there.
I know I could hear you.
Oh, you're right on the microphone. Well, I'm telling everybody we're going to do this.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, bummer for that.
Yeah. But they pulled it off. It went through, and they had a great turnout. There were the diehards were there. Yeah. And it was good, yeah. And that's, again, another event because the car show was there as well.
Yeah, we were there and we stuck it out in the rain, and thank heavens for members that have the little tents that I can go and
duck
sit
under and stay dry.
Yeah. Although I was actually thinking last night that I need to find somebody to get a hold of at Captain Kidd because they have a beer tent.
Well, I'll put you in touch. Jeff Dale's the guy. You want to talk to him.
Yeah. Because I thought of that. I thought I could be slinging beer here.
Right? I'm sure they'd welcome you in there. What's do you follow politics at all, or like do you stay close to that?
I don't. My son does.
Yeah.
He actually, I said to him he would actually be a good politician because he follows it. I don't. I just know who I want to not be running our country.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. What about on the local level, municipal?
I know. I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Do you think our city's in a good place?
No.
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 Why not?
No. It's kind of, it's more of a retirement town now. Like there really isn't much here for the up and coming, really. I mean, it's a beautiful city. I mean, we are surrounded by water.
Yeah.
Like, we are so lucky to be surrounded by water and the beaches, and the fact that the water and the beaches are free. Right. You don't have to pay to park at a beach.
Yeah, I know. I can't imagine that. I know some places are like that.
Yeah, but I just think more. I mean, we have a waterfront that's not being utilized, and when I saw that the Strathroy just got that plant, I thought we should have that here.
Oh yeah. But what's missing then for, you mean like the younger generation? Is that what we talking like?
I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot missing for the younger generation. There really isn't anything that I've seen that for them to do to occupy themselves other than wandering around and at night trying to find something to do.
Right.
Yeah. I think they need more youth oriented stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, the generation is also different from back when we were.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was stuff that we liked to do, and now it's computers and your phones and all that stuff.
Are we spending too much time on our phones?
So much time. And I'm guilty of it.
Yeah,
myself.
Me too.
I'm guilty of it myself. But
I'm using the excuse that it's part of what I do, right? But still, Jennifer says, put that down. Pay attention.
Yeah, and I'll notice that when I'm on my phone too much, and I'm like, honestly, why am I even doing this? Like, sometimes it's nice to just log out of all social media and just walk away from it for a week or two and enjoy life, because you got people around you.
You enjoy life, don't you?
I love life. Yeah.
Is there anything you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Yes, I want to have an Asher house.
A what?
So it's an Asher house. It's a man that he gave up his corporate world, bought all this property, and he rescues animals.
Oh.
Yeah. That I would, like, literally, I would love to win the lottery, buy land, and rescue animals.
Wow, that's amazing.
I would love to do that.
Because you have, I heard the dog.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, but just animals in general?
Animals
You're just a big fan of, right?
I love animals.
What is it about them?
And animals like me.
Yeah.
My nickname for a while was Snow White, because out back I'd have bunnies and squirrels and chipmunks and everything, and they'd all be there, and I'd feed them all.
Right here?
Yeah, and they'd come right up to me.
Right? Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, animals aren't usually afraid of me, so yeah.
Why is that? It's the smile. It's a smile.
Yeah,
you smile from way over there, like the lady did, right? Hey, we can go talk to her, right?
We can go talk to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually if I see an animal, I can mostly, even like the bunnies, I can walk right up to them, and
that's cool.
They don't run. So I would love to have a big sanctuary type thing for the animals. Yeah. I don't want animals put down or hurt or abused, or I would just love to have them all and take care of them.
So, volunteer at the Humane Society at all?
I don't, and the reason why is because I want to bring them all.
Bring them all home. Yeah.
I actually was set to apply for that, because I was going to go in, and I thought, I can't see them in cages, and I can't walk away.
Yeah.
So that's one
Can't say
place. No. I was going to volunteer for their bingo.
Okay.
Just like something external that I'm not actually around the animals as much as I would love to be, but I walk in and then I wouldn't leave. I'd just be like making buddies with all the animals and wanting to bring them all home. So yeah.
That would be fun though. Like it sounds like I'm not a huge, like, I don't want to say I'm not an animal lover, but I'm not like have to be around. I'm like that. We don't have pets or anything. We have fish.
You have fish?
Jennifer has fish.
There
I don't have fish.
You don't have fish. Did you hear that, Jennifer?
Yeah, she knows. She knows. I just, but I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't appreciate, what the love of an animal. I just don't want any of the responsibility. I don't want. We don't have dogs. I don't want to walk them. I don't want to, look after them. And I'm just being honest. I was bit by a Saint Bernard when I was young, so when I am around a dog, it takes me a couple of minutes to I just stand there and let them sniff me out. But that's a lot of work, like looking after animals and stuff. That'd be full-time job for you.
Well, and I've always had animals, and then when we lived at our other house, we had 2 Rotties, and sadly they passed just before we moved, and we haven't had animals for a long time. And I've always had cats and dogs.
Oh yeah.
And then we picked up Pepper, and first little bit it was like I feel like I have a child in the house.
Well, kind of read my mind on that one.
And it was a bit of an adjustment to get used to, taking care of a animal again. Yeah. And plus you have to work your schedule around too. And
if you want to go away.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I mean Mitchell has gone away for, a week vacay and that, but I'm here.
Right.
I have yet to.
You ever take him to the Pepper to the doggy daycares kind of thing, or?
They took when Fox and Hound had an event. They took her out there, but other than that, she's usually here.
Yeah.
With me, and then the decision when he does move and get his own place as to who has custody of Pepper.
Oh, you and the son are going to fight over the dog.
Yeah, we're going to have shared custody, I think.
That's hilarious. Shared custody over the dog.
Shared custody. If I'm going away for a weekend, then he has her. He's working. Work. Shared custody.
Is that anytime soon?
No, he'll finish school first.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a couple more years, or
he's got 3 more years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm sure he'll have enough to buy his own house if he gets asked back to Imperial for the second co-op. And
you've raised him well.
He's I don't honestly take a lot of credit for him. I just think that's just how he is. He's just
surroundings still have a big part of that, right?
Yeah, and back when he was in hockey, even the parents, because he would go up and have adult conversations with them, and that he's just been I would say he's my 100% blessing.
That's cool that you could say that.
Yeah.
And mean it.
And mean it, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to say nice things about our kids, but we don't.
But actually, I mean it. I really did luck out with him.
Do you do any traveling?
No. I've never been on a plane.
Really? You're afraid of planes, or just?
I'm a little claustrophobic.
Okay.
And the idea of being up in the sky and something I can't get out of, but I do plan at some point on getting in one and going somewhere, and hopefully that won't be the one that crashes.
Thousands and thousands land every day.
I know.
It's really not that. I think the worst part of flying is taking off and landing.
I think
just because it shakes.
I think the worst part was when that door closes.
Yeah, right. Can't get out.
You can't get out.
Yeah, I never really. I don't know. I'm usually sleeping pretty quick by the time that.
I would have to be. I would have to be. They'd have to knock me out, I think, to get me on one. And
yeah,
I have a little bit of a fear of it, but it's something I do want to go someplace at some point. So sometimes that's the only way you can get there.
Yeah,
I'll have to get.
Would you like? So is that like? When you retire, are you close to retiring, or how far away?
I hope I'm close to retirement.
Yeah, you're ready.
I'm trying to figure it out because I do not want to work till I'm 65. I really don't.
Me neither.
I've been working since I think I was like 12 years old. I started working up at the Nectals out in the Grove, I think.
Nectals. Oh,
yeah, it was a grocery store.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, where I was going to say the pub in the Grove, but where Skeeter's is.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that used to be a grocery store. So
nice.
I used to.
Do you ever have what was like one of the toughest jobs you ever had?
Waitressing.
Oh, really? See, I would think you'd be fantastic at that.
I waitressed at Swiss Chalet.
Oh, yeah.
And I was good at that. And then I waitressed at a little restaurant called Gulliver's.
Yep.
And not so good at that.
What was tough about it?
when it was New Year's and everybody was dressed in their finery, and that tray of drinks I was holding tipped.
Oh no, you didn't.
I did.
The whole thing. Yeah, but that happens.
But I was mortified.
Were you?
It was all over this poor man. He was all dressed up in a suit and everything, and all the way down.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I can't remember if I quit or they fired me after that. It was one of the other.
Well, no.
Yeah.
You never forgot that.
So when I go to a restaurant now, especially if there's a bunch of us there, I always give props to whoever's serving.
Yeah, I agree. It's a unique person that can do that and do it well.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if there's a bunch, and when they get the food out on time and the drinks not, like, props to you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I sling beer really well.
Yeah.
I don't sling food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not
good. I wouldn't want to do either. So.
Slinging beer is fun.
Well, yeah,
it's
I don't know.
Fun.
It'd be tiring after a while. Like, just.
You know what? You don't notice the exhaustion until you stop.
Stop. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't notice it through the night until I get home.
I got to keep moving around.
And over. Trust me, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're constantly moving, and then you get home, and that's when the back pains, like, but then you wake up the next day and you're like ready to do it all over again.
Do you think more people should be volunteering?
I think so. It's good for the soul.
Yeah.
It's good for the soul.
Yeah.
It's always good to give back.
Yeah.
And go out in your community and do stuff for your community.
Yeah.
You can't always expect them to give.
What do you get out of it? Like, you're giving, but what do you get from it?
Just the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't do it for accolades. I don't do it because I want a gift or something.
Yeah,
I do it just because I really enjoy doing it. I really do. I
can tell just with, like,
it's just fun.
Like, I just like it.
There's
no explanation, David.
Yeah, I just like doing it. I like being around the people and having people smile and interact with people, and
Have you made relationships that like, over 5 years, like, have you made some really good friends from it?
I don't know that I've made friends from the actual volunteering itself. But I see a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
But I keep a close group of friends, and I only have
just a small circle.
Just a small circle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people from the events, but my circle is definitely small.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, sometimes it's better that way.
Yeah. What do you, because I know you hang with some of the girls that I see you hanging out with, like, you take pictures and share on social media, and like, what I've seen over the last few years, like, you've recruited people into volunteering. You're like, come and help aboard, come and help, right?
Yeah.
Are they glad? Were they like, oh, I don't know, or were they hesitant?
No, actually, not at all. Like, the Huron House Boys Home Run last year, were very short on volunteers.
Oh, okay.
A lot of their volunteers hadn't come back, and they were very short on it. So we have a girls group chat on Facebook. So I put it out and said, they need some volunteers. Anybody want to come? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they came back again this year.
Cool.
So we were all in that. And the lady that I volunteer for Revelry and the upcoming Banger, because I'm doing the Banger
and the Hanger,
she needed someone for Revelry, so I asked, and one of my friends did that, and then they needed still more the next day, so I texted another friend of mine and had her come in. So, and she's looking actually for Banger as well.
Right.
But so I have Banger at the Hanger coming up, and to light up the night run, and I think that's all I have left.
Yeah. So you're just spreading the love by bringing other people into it, and then they had fun, and now it's just growing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we should start a volunteer network association or something to get more people. I wonder why, like, I know there is a lot of people like you that just enjoy doing it, but like you said, there's a lot of people that aren't doing it. I wonder why.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
because everybody's really got something to give, and then like you said, it's just time. Just, what do you need? Well, I'll sweep the floor or take the whatever.
Yeah. We through work a few years back, prior COVID, we used to make lunches and serve at the end of the Good Shepherd as well, and that was something I really enjoyed doing too. They never had me cook.
No. Are you not a cook?
No.
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 How do you feed yourself? He does the cooking?
Not for me. For him and his girlfriend. Yeah, I'm
You're just on your own. What do you, craft dinner?
No, I cook chicken on Sunday, make enough to last me all week, and that's pretty much.
I don't cook either. I burn water.
I burn everything. In fact, actually, last week I had chicken and I was sitting outside. My son comes home and he goes, "I think your chicken's done," and I totally forgot it was in the oven.
Oh,
so
whoops.
Yeah, needless to say, it was. I opened up the oven and I'm like, oh, yeah, it was really done.
Yeah.
So now cooking is not my forte by any means.
Okay.
No.
So you don't serve, you don't cook. What are you really good at?
Slinging beer.
Slinging beer, right? Yeah.
Taking pictures.
Do you want to just go back to the photography there, though? I know you call it a hobby, and we were talking, I don't know, what, maybe we're
Captain Kidd
there or whatever, and I was like, oh, yeah, but you're really good at it. Like, I've seen your pictures. You helped us out with the poker run there.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bikers are fun. Bikers are fun. They were a fun group. They were awesome.
What was fun about them?
They were fun.
They were just fun. Okay.
They were fun. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is PG.
Yeah,
that's
they
right.
were fun.
You were having a good time because Jennifer and I were talking too, and we watched, and it was like, oh, look at her go. She's over there, and she's over there, and you were getting around with the camera. And any thoughts of ever turning that into, like, it's a business for you, or is it just a hobby?
It's a hobby.
Yeah.
It's
Why
more
not
of
a
hobby.
business?
I don't think I'm good enough for a business.
Really?
Yeah. I keep wanting to take Rick Beland.
Yeah.
I went to public school with Rick.
He's amazing.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I actually wouldn't mind taking his course.
Do it.
And becoming, but there's a lot of professional photographers in town, and I give them full props for what they do, because I'll look at their pictures and go, wow, I wish I could take a picture like that.
You can.
I'm very critical of my own stuff. So.
Not only that, they teach, they use drone photography in the course.
Oh, and you're awesome at that.
Thanks. But you actually earn, I think you earn your drone license through taking his course. Yeah. So, I mean, and there's a guy, I should interview him. It's been a while since I've interviewed him, but he's like shot like Aerosmith.
I know.
Tragically, like you just pick a band and he's done it.
And I'm like, props to him, because again, I went all through public school with
him. But you've got access to all of these events that you're in. I mean, that's something that why wouldn't you be doing? Like I do it at Borderfest, etc.
Well, Borderfest, and they were really good with me this year because I volunteered all 3 nights.
Yeah.
But I said the Saturday night I wanted to go see Theory of a Dead Man, and I wanted to see Daughtry.
Cool.
So I said, I'm zipping out, then I'll come back in between and help, and then I'm zipping back out, and I did bring my camera.
Yeah.
And I was actually quite pleased with the pictures that I took.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
Well, it was funny because I ran into Darren Metcalf.
Oh, yeah.
And I love his photography.
They do great.
And so I'm beside Darren, and he's taking it, and I'm looking at his picture, and then I'm looking at mine going,
yeah,
I can't match Darren.
He's been doing it a while.
He's been doing it.
They do the Sarnia thing.
Yes,
well,
they do. That's where I met them.
Yeah. So you just hang around with them and you'll learn.
Yeah,
right?
they do it. They do an awesome job. So, I play with my set, and it's fun.
I just take 5,000 pictures. That way I can find the 5 that I want.
I took
like a figure out of that. I got to capture.
I took 1,000 pictures at your event.
Did you really? Wow. That's people don't realize that's the tough part, because then you got to go through them, right?
Yeah,
and delete the blurry ones and whatever one. Do you do the Photoshop thing or anything?
Never.
Just take the picture and that's what you got.
That's the reason why I call them my moments, like the moments page, is because I don't edit it.
Yeah,
it is the moment. It's exactly how I captured it. Yeah. I don't Photoshop. I don't I might just like
crop
it or something like that, but I don't edit my pictures.
Call that WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I call my photography too. Not that I'm a photographer. You're way better at it than I am.
You took some pretty awesome pictures at these concerts this year, and I loved your crowd shot.
Oh yeah,
you just posted. That was great.
That was just random.
That was great.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was good.
What do you want to do that you haven't done yet, Kris?
Retire.
Well, I know that. She's looking for retirement, folks. Come on.
I don't want to work anymore.
But I mean, like anything, like you talked about an airplane, you got to do that. But like, where is there somewhere you want to go that you haven't been? Like, there's got to be something more in there, Kris.
I don't know. I'm honestly really happy with my life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to travel.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to like Hawaii or,
okay, there you go.
you know, a tropical island.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need much, eh?
I really don't. I'm pretty easy to please. It's like, give me an event. You know, I got friends and
buy you dinner because you don't cook.
I don't cook. Buy me dinner. It's always a good thing to buy me dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'll be picky about where I go and be like, where do you want to go? And it'll take me 10 hours to decide. So
okay.
I don't do good with decisions.
Yeah.
Choices.
Okay.
Yeah. If you
I
give
get
me
that
10,
from Jennifer too.
Yeah. You give me 5
Where are we
things,
going? I don't care. Okay.
And then 2 hours later, you're still trying to figure out.
So are we going yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know that there's really. Yeah, I'm actually.
You're just good.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty. I don't have anything to whine about.
You're always around. Like when I see at the car shows and the events, you really do have the smile. Like you do. See, there it is. But you do. You're comforting. You're welcoming. You're approachable, and you're all those things. And it comes across very genuine. I know that it is.
It is. Yeah.
And just that's why I wanted to interview you. I think it's great that you're doing this, and you've had impact on people you probably don't even realize. And it's great that you do it, and I hope to see more people take note of what you do and go, geez, I can do that too. And maybe you should call Kris and just say, how do I get into your volunteer group chat? Right? And I'm ready, because
volunteering, it is honestly good for your soul. It's a feel good thing.
Yeah.
Like you're going out, you're helping people that need, you know, and events don't run without volunteers.
Well, that's true.
Like it's true. Like there's so many people that volunteer, and I mean, people go to the event and it's just running. Well, most of the time it's running because you have volunteers that are making it run. And if you don't have the volunteers, it's hard to put on the event.
Well, thanks for all that you do in our community, Kris, and thank you for having
me
into this home.
Thank you for being a VIP.
Yeah, right. Well, thanks for calling me one. Like, I mean, and I know we're going to stop the camera, and then we're going to have our own chat.
We're going to have our own chat.
She's going to keep me here for a while. I know that. But thanks so much again. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Community. And you can take the time to click the like and the love, but click that share button so we can share Kris's story and let other people see what she's doing in the community, and maybe encourage others to volunteer as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week, and even better weekend, and I'll see you next time here on the show. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
See you later.